but they were never going to get the top 4, I don't think, but and they never were in danger at the bottom 2. They were just mid-table, and I don't think that would have changed.
I'd rather you say that than me.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's just my opinion.
It's fine.
But,
yeah. One man's opinion's another man's not opinion.
That's that phrase needs some work before we roll it out on a national scale. Anyway, out the final corner then, it's a long run up towards the line here as well. 10 laps at Fuji. As I said before, if this race is anything like race 1 at the opener of yesterday's proceedings, we are in for an absolute treat here. Josh Rogers and Sebastian Job especially with 2 main players in a wonderful race to begin day 2. We begin day 3 with the very same circuit. It's the last chance for Williams, G2 and Falcons to make their way into the World Cup Teams Championship final. Up towards the line, we're underway for the first time on day 3 as the drivers already pop out and try and get the lead. It's going to be chaos in towards turn 1, you'd expect. Big defence already from Thomas Tassler, who's on the inside of 4 wide. He's diving down the inside, but he's gone too deep, way too deep on the brakes. Through goes Isaac Price and Darren McCormack, fighting for the lead on the way towards turn 3.
Yeah, through comes the army of Williams on Thomas Tattler as they try and fend their way through down into turn 3, but it will be Isaac Price fending off Darren McCormack, Dennis Schoeniger and Daniel Pastor. Williams running 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Dominic Bly still trying to work his way through as we head into 100R. Now down into the hairpin, it's Thomas Tattler trying to hang to the outside, heavily onto the brakes. Can Dom Bly find his way through?
Williams in a great position at the moment, especially if Dominic Blyer can do something here. There's Daniel Pastor. He's moved up to 4th place on this start as they go 2, 3 and 4 and maybe 5 here as Dominic Blyer and Thomas Tatsler right behind this will be fighting away. He'll have to watch his mirrors here, Pastor, as they dive down the inside. Oh, Falcons contact on each other. Oh, a big spin, I'm afraid, for a couple of their drivers. It was Lemonek, I think, excuse me, it's Tatsler, excuse me, who's gone around down to 11th place from right up there in qualifying.
Yeah, there's a G2 in the middle of all of that, but what a disaster. Falcons and G2 tripping over each other. Meanwhile, Isaac Price will probably be asking the question to Nick Dealey, what are my teammates doing? Where are they? I've got 4 Williams behind me, and this is looking pretty scary right now, and yeah, not ideal for them. Let's see if Darren McCormack can take over the race lead from the Porsche as we head out into the 1.5k straight.
It's on board with Yoni Tomala we are at the moment. I wonder if he's just going to push Tattler into line. No, there's going to be a battle here. There's going to be a lot of teamwork. Here goes Darren McCormack, though. You can maybe just see it with your binoculars down the front straight because it's a long way away. Darren McCormack makes his way through, and through as well goes Dennis Schoeniger, who very nearly hits his teammate. That would have been awkward for Team Williams as Isaac Price tries to fend them off. And now the slipstream games begin. Look at McCormack immediately pull himself to the right-hand side to allow Schoeniger the slipstream, but it doesn't work, and Isaac Price retains 2nd at least.
Yeah, this is over the hands of Yoni Tomala. Oh, sorry, Isaac Price. Yoni Tomala, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I just saw the key. That was the important bit. Darren McCormack then to sneak up to the race lead. Very, very good. That was an excellent overtake. I think he actually went in a little bit deeper at turn 1 intentionally to allow Dennis Schoeniger to have a little bit more room on the brakes there so that he could try and set it in. Of course, it didn't work for them, but I get the feeling that the Williams team here can I think they could put themselves comfortably in a position of 1, 2, 3 and 4.
Where did he come from? Dennis Schoeniger straight down the inside and straight through. That was from a long way back, but a good move. And here goes Daniel Pastor as well, starting to put the pressure on Price. As you said earlier, Price is going to be thinking, where are my teammates here? Not least because they need to score points, but secondly, if they were up there, they could help him and not get completely rolled as he is at the moment.
Yeah, I think Williams now, right, I'm going to say that they'll probably be sat there. Michael Preston, the team behind the scenes that are trying to organise all this. I genuinely reckon, because of the situation they're in, I almost think they'd be disappointed if they don't end this race 1, 2, 3 and 4. They've got a solid position. They know the Merc's actually pretty decent in a straight, relatively speaking. We can see here on the drone shot that Daniel Pastor is closing right up to the rear end of Isaac Price. It's going to be another one for Price to drop back because Dennis Schoeniger's going to pass off the slipstream to his teammate.
Oh, look how late he is on the brakes, Isaac Price. It's too late. He's wide through turn 1 and through as well goes Dominic Bly. No, not quite. He didn't quite do it, but Daniel Pastor does, and Williams are 1, 2, 3. They are loving this opening race.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, look, for Isaac Price, he'll be sat, there's just nothing he can do. He's sat in the middle of it. The Porsche's quite good on the brakes, but realistically speaking, there's just nothing he can do. And it's not about balance of performance on cars. This is pure numbers, strength in numbers for Williams. The fact that they have so many teammates, they can orchestrate this entire fight. You'll watch them on the start-finish straight. Daniel Pashner will almost immediately try and give slipstream to Dominic Blyer as soon as he gets even the whiff of getting alongside.
And yeah, you saw it at the back end of the last time round. We're going to see it again, that's for sure, as Williams try and aid one another to get as many points as possible. Team Falcons are regrouping here after big contact between themselves, really, in towards turn 10. They are starting to catch this group again. Matti Sieppula is the leader of them, followed by Jakub Masiewski and the rest. Let's have a look at what happened in turn 1.
Oh no, all the G2s made contact with each other.
Yikes.
Ooh, yikes.
Yeah, I think that was Wisniewski and Tomula. This is very big dive bombs down the inside. That was 5 wide very briefly there. That was never going to work.
That's just you know, obviously a lot of that was Falcons on Falcons, to be honest. There was some big dives in there. I think it was just a couple of people being a little bit too ambitious. Let's see then if Isaac Price is going to drop another position. I don't actually think that Dominic Bly is close enough to go for anything. He's not had a particularly good exit, but then Isaac Price is close enough to the back of Daniel Pashner. So it will remain a Williams 1, 2 and 3.
How do you think Price actually... Oh dear, as Blyer goes very deep
My
there.
goodness.
Matti Sieppula is going to enjoy that one as he closes in for Team Falcons. How do you think Isaac Price plays this one now? Because he's surely got an impossible job. If he pulls out of the slipstream of Pastor, he's never going to get any help from McCormack or Schoninger. He's going to have to hit that brick wall of air while Pastor continues to get a double slipstream at all times.
I don't know. Look, the thing is it's going to be a tall order for him to beat off Williams here in this fight. But I've got to say, the 3 of them ahead, there's just no way he's going to be able to make his way past. And it's not even about making his way past. It's about making his way past and holding the position. I just don't see it. This Isaac Price is in a tall order. If he can grab anything in the top 4 at the end of this race, I'd be very impressed, and I think he will be pretty proud of himself, despite being very frustrated.
At the moment, Williams would, it won't be a surprise for you to learn, the current group leaders, if this race were to end as it is, and they'd be leaders by quite some way, affirming their favourite status in the start of this group. Out through the final sector again. This is turn 16, looking for that run onto the very, very long front straight. Don't think Price quite got the exit right there. He was up on the curb on the inside a little bit, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Dominic Bly will try and get into the slipstream then. Don't think he's close enough. And if he breaks as late as he did last time round, then he'll be in trouble through turn 1, I would have thought, as the top 7, well, pretty much the entire field actually, in one long line, all drafting off of one another, trying to steal a bit of a march on the other, but not able to. And there's a look back from Isaac Price at what he can see. I mean, Matti Sieppula here for me has got to be the instigator for Falcons. He's got to try and get into the top 5 and get some of his teammates up the order. Yeah, indeed. Well, Thomas Tattler, arguably the heaviest hitter for Falcons, is not going to be hitting any numbers at the moment because he's scoring nil points right now, sat back in 12th position. Joni Tormela, one of the strongest for G2 down there, 11th. I do distinctly remember, was it in Munich where he made that incredible move? Was that in Katowice or at the Hockenheim ring where he made it? I think he had like a 3-wide cutback coming out of the... it was it
in Munich?
Yeah,
I was going to say, because that was definitely like move of the race on day 1. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Was it day 1?
It was day 2.
Was it?
Yeah, don't test my memory.
I'm pretty sure it was day 1.
Okay, I'll bow to your knowledge.
I don't think he was in day 2, was he?
I can't remember.
It was over a year ago.
It was, but even if it was yesterday, I still might not remember. Meanwhile, on board with Dominic Blyer in 5th place. Matti Sieppula just behind this camera shot. Isaac Price is the one you can see just up in front. Surely a front 4 all covered by Williams here is a huge statement at the start of this. I mean, even this is a big statement. It
really is. Honestly, like, Williams right now, they won't fight. Dara McCormack will come over, surely, victorious, since I know we're halfway still left to go, but unless there's some catastrophic error, I think Williams will be doing well to protect this. But look at this. Now Dominic Bly is closing his way in. They could be a send down into turn 1. Let's see if he actually manages to find it. He looks down the inside, doesn't commit to it. And now he has Matti Sieppula sending his way to the outside at turn 1.
Oh, he's going to get pushed out wide there, and he certainly was. Matti Sieppula trying to take advantage as much as he can. He's got the fastest lap now as well, looking to move into the top 5. The front 3 certainly getting away, and I think the front 3 for Williams now have decided, yes, we want to help Blyer, but actually that's not the most important thing here. Let's get away and cover these podium places, because if this battle for 4th continues to develop like this, that front 3 will have a gap pretty shortly.
as well. Check out a replay as to the move as McCormack was able to work his way past. And this is where Dennis Schoeniger was trying to make it down the inside of the first corner. You can see Isaac Price is going to go in a little bit too deep as well as he's trying to fend them off. Near contact between two Williams. To be fair, McCormack read his mirrors pretty well. This was the final move as Isaac Price sent it in a little bit too deep. Dennis Schoeniger and a little bit of contact as well for good measure with Daniel Pajtor. I will say, by the way, you know how I like my stat of who's crossing 100 races. Darren McCormack will be the next driver to cross 100 if he does 3 races tomorrow, which is likely. Because we're going to have probably 5 or 6 races, depending on which one it is. He should have his 100th race as one of those tomorrow.
And we should have our 250th race too, if we get enough. We'll see. On board with Bly very briefly, because he's powering past Isaac Price. After pole position, he's been going backwards here, and Team Williams are all of a sudden in the money. Down in towards turn 1 they go. Here goes Matti Seipala, also looking to take advantage and burst into the top 5. On the inside, he's not really had the space there, and here comes Mastievski as well, as he follows his teammate to the outside line, in towards turn 3. Can Seipala get round there? He breaks late, he's gonna go for it, and he's got it! Top 5 for Matti Seipala. That was a spectacular overtake for Team Falcons.
Yeah, but they're all battling over the minor places now because Williams are taking an unbelievable advantage. You remember what I said earlier? If you want to move through, if you want to get... Remember, only one of these 3 teams will be moving through into the team's final tomorrow. The other 2 teams will have their keys crushed and they will be out of the Esports World Cup. And right now, Williams are well in control. Straight to the outside, Jakub Maciejewski is going to go to try and commit his way past Isaac Price. He sends it around the outside of the first part of the hairpin, around the back end of the circuit, but cannot complete the move. It has to be a settle for 7th place.
What that has done, though, is allowed Matti Seipala a bit of space. It's also allowed Lemon M to join in, as well as Nikodem Wisniewski and Jakub Brzezinski as well, who are the 2 G2 Porsches. You can see further behind from that. Tumas Tatela's passed Juri Tomula, by the way, in an all-finished battle. Can't imagine many words being exchanged between those 2 at the end of the race, to be honest, even no matter what happens here.
That's all it is.
That'll be about it.
That is all the conversation.
And it's only for 1 point as well, so it's not going to be too much. Here goes the pump drafting for Team Falcons. Will there be any move here from Jakub Maciejewski, who's going to get a huge bit of overspeed? Have a look at this. Premysław Lemonek is just pushing his teammate right up to the inside. He's not quite going to get there in time as we begin the 8th lap of this race. Isaac Price has got to stop the bleeding here. He's got to stop losing places.
Yeah, it's so frustrating for him again. Like, to be fair, that frustration will have built. He's done such a good job from pole position to battle, but of course, having absolutely no assistance around him. And this is the thing, is that when you are, this is how you have to play it in this. You again, what we said when G2 were having their little chat beforehand, to try and psych the team up and get them ready. You need team play, strength in numbers in this race, and that is exactly what G2 do not have in the important places.
Nikodem Wisniewski on his way through as well, as he goes side by side with Premysław Lemonek, who was pushing his teammate past Isaac Price, or trying to, a couple of laps ago. Now he's protecting his own positions. Here goes Wisniewski to the outside. If he can stay there, he'll have the inside at 11, and he does. Here goes Kuba Brzezinski as well. No, he could only go through on his teammate. There wouldn't be much point in that. Here goes Tatela. Where is he? There was contact. I'm sure he was looking down the inside, and in the end couldn't quite do it. Brzezinski had to have his eyes forwards and backwards there.
Yeah, indeed. Look, again, between Wisniewski and Brzezinski, those 2 will be working together in this. So if Brzezinski needs to go defensive, Wisniewski will instantly try and help him in that one. Those 2 have been teammates for a very, very long time, better part of a decade, and they've switched teams an awful lot. I distinctly remember the first time I ever got beat by Nikodem Wisniewski and Kuba Brzezinski was around this circuit, by the way, in 2015. As here we go with a switch of positions. Tumas Tatela using the slipstream, but I don't know if he's going to have the straight line speed, courtesy of Wisniewski helping out Brzezinski. Contact between the 2. Into the fight comes Joni Tomula, who'll give a little bit of a bump coming down into T1.
Oh, that's late on the brakes from Tatela. I'd be impressed if he can stop that in time, and he can't. Through goes Brzezinski, or he stays through, I should say. Then it's Joni Tomula in the pink accented Porsche. They'll stay single file there, and there'll be a lapse breather. We're on the penultimate lap then. It's a Williams 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to stay that way, I would imagine, as well. It's the positions from 5th on downwards here that are really up for grabs.
Yeah, it really is. Like I say, these are the ones that could switch quite a lot, but realistically speaking, is it all going to matter? I know it's very early to say that in the first race, but if Williams... This is the thing, is if Williams can do a very similar thing in the next race, then... things are looking very, very solid for them. To start out with a 1, 2, 3 and 4, you're taking such a heavy percentage of the points because they drop off so much from 4th down. You obviously used, what is 25, 20, 16 and 13 is what they're doing, and behind that is like 11, 9, 7. You just don't get that many for those points. They are going to have an enormous lead after this.
They really are. It can all change, of course, because just as quickly as Williams have built up this lead, they can lose it all over again. But it is a huge place to be after just one race of 4. Out of the final corner they go, with the leaders miles ahead. McCormack, Schoninger and Pastor have worked together here to run away with this race. Dominic Pleyer's done enough for 4th as well. Matti Stiepler will have to hang on from Isaac Price. Maciejewski's going to be defending, or trying to get involved, I should say, as well. Here goes Price, looking to the outside line in towards turn number 1, looking to make up some places and finally make some overtakes in this race. Can't quite do it. He knew he was going to run out of space, and now he's running out of opportunities to get through before the end.
They've struggled to get that Porsche stopped coming down into T1, which is not something that we've typically seen so far. It's not really looked quite good on the brakes as we jump back to Nikodem Wisniewski trying to get past Przemysław Lamenek, but unable to find that pass. There's just not many more from this point around this circuit.
There isn't really. Here goes Lamenek a little bit wide, and will Wisniewski go to the inside? No, not quite. That's very wide from Kuba Brzezinski. You can tell it's the last lap. You can tell it's the last chance. He goes down the inside, can't quite do it, and so stays behind. On the back straight they go then into this final sector. It's going to be difficult for things to change. It might be all happening at the final corner.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, my goodness, a little bit too deep onto the brakes as Wisniewski sends it almost into the back of Lamenek, but will not make contact. Lamenek saw that one coming. I say it's really the penultimate and final corners. We head into the penultimate one now. Can anyone be brave enough to send one down the inside? You're going to try and get them offline at the final corner to try and make sure that you slipstream your A pass, but this will be perfect formation flying and a perfect start for Williams.
Darren McCormack makes his way out of the final corner here to win at Fuji. It's his 4th win of 2024 and a hugely important one for Williams Esports, who affirm their favourite status in Group A to take 1, 2, 3, 4 here in race 1 at Fuji. Job done from Williams Esports. Has that put them into the position to go through into the team's championship final tomorrow?
Michael Preston, obviously behind the scenes, he's been doing the engineering effectively for them and making sure they're in the right place. He's done such a good job, and what a beautiful drive from all 4 of their drivers. Dennis Schoninger picks up his 3rd podium. Obviously, he picked up his 2nd one yesterday.